thank you for tuning in again. So I have been super duper excited, and I mean really excited, looking forward to this new eyeshadow palette that obviously by now you guys have probably heard that HudaBeauty came out with a new palette called the Desert Dusk palette. I had sort of guessed that last time whenever she brought out the rose gold edition palette, I sort of knew there was going to be another one coming out. So it does retail for £56 and $65. So again, I had paid £56 for the rose gold palette, and I mean, I know a lot of people are saying that it's really expensive and it is pretty much overpriced for like a palette. 100% agree. I don't think this is a cheap palette or an affordable palette at all. It is very, very expensive, but bear in mind, you guys, you're getting quite a lot of eyeshadows in this, and a mixture of sort of a lot of textured eyeshadows as well. So Huda really works like very hard on all of her products. I mean, I was quite biased with the rose gold palette, but this one, oh my god, I'm in love, you guys. Like, it is just me in a palette all over again. Like, I love warm tones. I love colourful eyeshadows, just because you can sort of mix it up, you know. Give thumbs up for bringing out a new eyeshadow palette that it is sort of very, very girly and playful. So it just came in this standard box. It is very, very different to the rose gold palette. The rose gold palette came in just like a wee sleeve, but the eyeshadow palette looks like her makeup is absolutely beautiful. And it does come with 18 eyeshadows. 4 are textured, 8 are powdery mattes, 6 are pressed pearls, and 3 are duochrome, and 1 darling glitter. So you do get quite a lot of mixture of all sorts of like texture of eyeshadows. And to protect all the eyeshadows, it comes with this gorgeous obviously sleeve thing that protects all the eyeshadows, and obviously it's got her gorgeous eyes on it. Her eyes are just so pretty. She's such a pretty girl, and I think that's very genius. And really, like, obviously they've spent a lot of money on this palette. It feels heavier and sturdier compared to the rose gold palette, and the bonus thing that you do get with this palette and the Desert Dusk, it comes with a mirror, which is, amen, about time. I mean, about time. I always look forward to a good mirror in a palette, just because it's handier for traveling purposes. And so anyway, it does come with a really good size mirror, and it's really good, like really sturdy, a good quality mirror. These are all the eyeshadows. I'm not going to swatch them all for you guys because I really want to keep this video nice and short and sweet. And as you can see, they're a mixture of quite a lot of different eyeshadows. It's very, very warm tone. There's one cool tone grey, which is up there, and the palette I definitely would be this. I'm just putting it out there. So comparison to the rose gold palette, as you can see, I've done a full review on this. I'll link it underneath in the description box, so that way you can check it out. So with the rose gold edition, it only came with this like sleeve, clear sleeve thing, no mirror. Feels really, really light and cheap. Color theming in these two palettes. There are a few shades that I think, and I believe they're very similar to the old palette, which is the rose gold edition palette. The first shade that I'm going to actually compare it to, which is definitely in both eyeshadow palettes, and it is the shade Angelic, which is in definitely both eyeshadow palettes. As you can see, there is Angelic, the rose gold palette, and then as you come down, it is in the Desert Dusk palette here. The other eyeshadow that I believe is very, very similar is called the Moon Dust in the rose gold palette, and in the new eyeshadow palette it's called the Desert Sand. Here it is in the old palette, and then it is in the pretty much same kind of eyeshadow color in this new palette here called the Desert Sand, and there it is, Moon Dust in the old palette. The other two, the third shade eyeshadow shade that I think is very similar in both eyeshadow palettes is these two here. So in the old palette it's called Hannah, in the new one it's called Amber. Exactly pretty much the same eyeshadow, and I would say not a lot of all that difference. The fourth shade that I believe is very similar in both palettes is this one called Ode. I can't even pronounce that one, O-U-D, this one here. And then up here it's called the Cocoa. So I think they're pretty much exact same browns as well. So there are 4 eyeshadows that I believe have sort of repeated themselves in the palettes, which I don't think is a bad thing, to be honest. She's probably went by popular ones kind of thing. A lot of eyeshadow companies do that in their eyeshadow palettes. They sort of repeat 1 or 2 shades in their like new palette. I know Anastasia Beverly Hill has repeated quite a few of her shades in a lot of her palettes. So I would say it's not a bad thing, but they're not 4 new shades, if that makes any sense, because you do have them in the old palette. So overall, you guys, I really love this palette. It is very different. I think she's done such an upgrade from this one, which is the Rose Gold palette, which is the old one, to this bad boy. Generally, just holding the two, this one feels a lot heavier. I feel like it's worth £56. For a lot of you guys, yes, I'm not gonna lie, it is really expensive. But she's just made such an improvement. The eyeshadows are super duper pigmented, very easy to blend. I had no problems. There was only one shade, which was the Desert Sun. There was slight fallout, but nothing too much. The only shade that didn't really I changed brushes 3 times if it was the brush, and the shade that I don't think is all that pigmented is called the Amethyst, the shade here. So that was the only thing that I was just a bit gutted about the most. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely a palette I will definitely be traveling quite a lot with, just because there's so many playful colours that I can play about with. So I do give it thumbs up, and I think it's an amazing upgrade from this one. So always with all the palettes, I always ask the question, do you need this palette? I don't know. It's like a personal preference, to be honest. If you do and you are a big fan of HudaBeauty line, I would say, yeah, you probably have this by now. If you are in 2 minds, I would say it is quite unique to a lot of the eyeshadow palettes that are coming out. So I would say you don't, I mean, colour theming wise, would you get all these shades in like another palette with another brand? I would say yeah, of course you could. But the likes of the toppers that you don't see in any other eyeshadow palettes, I would say that would be the only really big struggle. But I have fallen in love with it, and I certainly will be creating a lot more looks using this palette. So this is the eye look that I have created. I hope you do guys enjoy the wee eye demo and the try on of all these a few shades that I've used in this tutorial. And yeah, please do subscribe, give a thumbs up if you're new to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. So I'm gonna prime my eyelids with the Soft Ochre from MAC. I just use this all the time. Basically just going to take it on any brush that you have. I'm going to go in with the brush Morphe M441. I'm taking this as my first crease brush. And the shade that I'm going to go in with is Desert Sand, which is this one. It's like a neutral banana shade, and this would be absolutely gorgeous in the crease colour. There is a tad bit of fallout with this shade. I have no idea why. Just right there. As you can see, there is quite, not overly too much, but there definitely is a fallout. Just gonna put that in my crease, quite close to the eyebrow, but obviously not right underneath it. And for some reason this colour doesn't tend to show up as much on my skin, but still gonna use it anyway. The shade I'm gonna go in with is the shade called Aiden, which is this like a darker shade than the Desert Sand. This is just a bit more peachier. The Desert Sun, which is this one here, is more banana shade. So I'm taking the shade Eden with Morphe E22 brush, just another big blending brush, and I'm gonna apply that right where I had applied the first shade. And as you can see, this does definitely show up more on my skin than the first shade. The next shade I'm going to go in with is the shade called Amber. This is like a gorgeous orangey terracotta kind of colour. And I'm just taking that on the brush M412. And I'm going right underneath where I had just applied the Eden shade. Taking my brush M433, I'm going to go in with this shade called Saffron, which is this gorgeous red body yet with a beautiful hint of pink undertone, almost like a, yeah, like a red undertone. I'm going to apply that to the outer way and sort of bring it in, and then go closer to the inner corner as well, just so slightly ever give it like a halo kind of look. Shade Ode, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Ode something. This shade here, which is a gorgeous dark brown shade, Morphe E17, and just dabbing that off. Shade that obviously I've been looking forward to is the Amethyst, which is this gorgeous purple shade, and it definitely like stands out, which is this one here, and I really fancy like a purple look anyway. So the brush I'm going to go in with is Morphe M514, and this is a gorgeous purple matte shade. I love it. Such a beautiful colour. I don't think this shade Amethyst is very what's the word, pigmented for some reason. Let's try a different brush. I'll go in with the brush Morphe E22 again, just to see if it will build up a bit more. I have no idea why it's not as pigmented as all the other shades that I've just applied. Again, obviously this brush is too big and it's sort of taken all that hard work I just did. What I do is go right in the middle, just so that I can give it, can use the other two shades that I've been loving so far. And then we can always darken the outer V kind of area again. Brush I'm going to go in with is from Zoeva in 237. It's just a really small, like a really small brush. This will just pick up a lot of the pigment that I want on this shade called Royal, which is like, again, another gorgeous. And I'm just gonna apply that to exactly where I'd applied that MAC Soft Ochre. This is really pigmented, which is obviously a huge bonus. I just don't know what's wrong with my shade called Amethyst, because really wasn't just picking it up. So see how gorgeous that is. I haven't even wet my brush. I just went in with the dry brush, so that's how much it's picked up. I'm sure it will look gorgeous obviously if you wet your brush. Now I think the shade the Twilight is a topper. It's a duochrome topper, the shade Twilight, and it is absolutely beautiful. It sort of gives you a reflect of purple and a bit of blue and a bit of brown. So I'm gonna go in with this shade now. I applied that with my finger, my ring finger, and I just believe you get more payoff with it than using a brush. Yeah, oh my god you guys, this shade is so pretty. Wow. I'm going to take the pencil from Sephora waterproof retractable eyeliner, and I'm going to put this in my liner. This is by NYX Matte Liquid Liner. I'm gonna use is Baby Doll from Rimmel, and this is really good. It's waterproof and the brush is really good as well. So I'm just gonna apply that to my top lash line. Going with the brush Sigma 830, I'm going to take that shade Amethyst again and apply that really close to the lash waterline. Again you guys, like the shade is not very pigment. The bottom lashes, I'm going to go in with the Sephora Lash Craft Length and Volume Mascara in black. I'm going to apply eyelashes off camera just because I want to save time, and I'll be